Welcome back to Investing and Trading Live. As always, my name is Josh Lilquist. And in the last segment, we were talking about a couple different things that are happening in the markets and what people are hearing on the news, especially about the financial markets in trading and investing. There's things that people are saying, and how we make our decisions based off facts is based off price charts. And that's what we illustrate and we show you guys in these investing classes that we do here locally at the Academy. Been around for 26 years teaching people just like you how to make smart investing decisions. Congratulations to those of you that did text in for this investing class and get some seats for this class. We do these classes during the week and on the weekends. If you missed it, just text the word investing to the number 210-210. So take that mobile device, it's probably already in your hand, and text investing to the number 210-210. That's for 2 seats for an investing class. Here we're local right here in Bloomington. And Al teaches these. I teach these as well. They're about 2 hours, 2.5, depending on who's teaching the class. But we have a good time teaching how these markets work and how you can make smart investing decisions moving forward and what those strategies are. So, Al, with the talk about, you mentioned a recession from earnings recession is what you called it, is what the pundits are talking about. And prices of goods still very high. You mentioned that watermelon. I was talking about rice that I used to buy and just bought. And I was actually looking at something a little bit different here, is home prices. You're starting to see that down arrow on many, many homes now. So prices of homes are going down. So why am I mentioning that? Well, usually it takes something bigger to take something smaller down. The real estate housing market is actually bigger than the stock market. And it usually takes something bigger. So is everything that's going on, could interest rates rising and continuing to rise, could that crash the market like it did in 2008, which in the market, it took down the housing market and the stock market. So we have a lot of catalysts that could happen here in the future. But you know what? It's okay, because all we can do now is we can prepare for that. We can plan ahead. We can be ready for those things that could be happening that could impact, unfortunately, people in a very negative way. But if you know the skills and you have the skills and you know the strategies that are designed for any market condition, any economic condition, you just want the market to move. And guess what, Al? The market always moves. So that's what I want to talk about here in this segment, is how do we combat a lot of these negative things that could potentially happen? Because this could be a huge wealth generation opportunity for us. And this is probably the biggest one that we will ever see in our life. So what are you helping people with right now to prepare to combat for these great opportunities?
Well, you're kind of getting down to the idea of predicting what's going to happen. You can't do that. Nobody knows for sure what's going to happen. We were talking during the break about the weather. You know, we've seen these forecasts for weeks where it's just going to rain. You know, you get here 100% chance of rain for 3 hours in a row, and it doesn't happen.
And beautiful sun.
And the sun is shining. So people make decisions based on what they're saying, what these guys are saying. You may cancel a day on the lake or something because the forecasters say it's going to rain and it doesn't rain. They're predicting, they're guessing at what something's going to happen. Analysts do that in the markets too. Nobody has the ability to predict what's going to happen in the future, but
Before you get into that, I just want to give an example of that before you talk about the financial markets. So all that stuff that's happening with, you mentioned weather. So rather than just canceling your plans and doing nothing about it, right, missing everything, all the fun things you want to do, why not prepare? Why not bring an umbrella?
Right. Yeah.
You know, why not bring different things in your everyday life? And that's what a lot of people do, is they bring umbrellas, they prepare for rain, bring sunblock, they prepare for sun. How do you prepare in the financial markets then?
Yeah, well, and that's a great analysis there, because the market is going to do what it's going to do. It doesn't care what you think or what I think should happen or will happen. It's going to do what it's going to do. The market's very irrational. And by the way, the market can stay irrational much longer than you can stay solvent. So if you're not prepared to take advantage of the different directions the market goes, the different opportunities that it's presenting, then you're probably financially, as far as the market is concerned, not going to reach your full potential, maybe not do very well at all.
And have those opportunities for a good thing. So in the weather example, you can prepare for rain. Okay, well maybe bring your
Sure.
slip and slide
Right.
out and have a
Yeah.
ball,
Right.
have a great time. Same thing in the markets. There's ways to prepare for a positive outcome.
Yeah. Just because the market seems to you to be bad, let's say we're in a bear market or a major correction, that doesn't mean you have to sit on the sidelines because in every market direction, there are opportunities if you are prepared, as Josh was saying. You want to make decisions based on facts, not on guessing or on someone's prediction. If you look at the analysts, the big analysts that give their year-end predictions at the beginning of the year, almost every one of them is wrong. Very, very seldom does somebody get that accurate. And the same thing is true if you're listening to people get their information basically from three different areas. From Wall Street itself, and that's where the pundits are out there. They need to make money off of you. Part of the way that they get their profits is from commissions or fees. So they're going to do something or give you information or news or knowledge that has you relying on them. Another thing is the media. Well, the media has to be sensational. Their news has to be sensationalized, so you stay tuned. Maybe it has to elicit anger or fear or greed or whatever it is.
It's really entertainment as well.
It is very much so. What about company press releases? Well, very seldom are you going to see a company come out and say, "Well, we're done. It's all over. Everything is terrible. We don't have any good products. We got a terrible management team." No, they're always going to find something, even if their numbers are down. There's something good coming in the future.
They're very smart people.
Yeah, so you can't count on those things. What you can count on is price activity. That's factual. That cannot be manipulated. And if you can learn how to identify in a price chart where price activity is going to take place, you have the opportunity of benefiting right along with the people that are causing that price to move. And what I mean by that is if a big institution, a big player, maybe a hedge fund or someone like Warren Buffett puts a position together and they want to have something that might cost them overall 10, 15, 20 billion dollars. Well, the way they have to trade shows us on a price chart what they're doing. And when you come into these classes, we'll show you how we use that information to our advantage. It's a disadvantage to them, a major advantage to us because it allows us to be prepared, as we were saying, be prepared when they make a move to cause price to go up, when they make a move to make price go down. And that's really the important thing. Get rid of all of there's so much noise and confusion and chaos out there that keeps people from doing it or doing it successfully. You don't need all that. Just concentrate on what is factual. That's price movement.
And that's really the theme is that being prepared, and it's being prepared for these great opportunities. These are great things that could be happening here once you understand the strategies and what they are and how you can capitalize on it. It's just like preparing for the weather. Oh, rather than sit in the house and pout all day, get that slip and slide out. Get that grass wet and start running around in the mud. Everybody's done that at one point in their life. I will almost guarantee that at one point everybody's played in the rain. And how much fun that is.
You know who loves playing in the rain?
Who's that?
Little kids do.
Mm-hmm.
Kids love going out and jumping in puddles and playing in the rain. It's somehow over the course of time, somebody has convinced them that that's a bad thing to do.
Yeah.
And that's too bad. But same thing is true in the markets. Don't
Yep.
let somebody else impact what you do with their decisions or their whatever they believe in.
Yep.
Just follow what factually will be beneficial to you.
Yeah, and that's the price chart, and we illustrate on that in these investing classes. So if you want to come to one of these classes and get prepared and start preparing for these great opportunities that we're seeing here potentially, just text the word investing to the number 210-210 for 2 seats for this class. When you text that in right now, you got to do it right now. You're going to get 2 things. You're going to receive 2 tickets for the class, but also an insider's kit that has some strategies to profit from a stock sell-off. Also strategies for a bull market, because we have the market could go both ways here. You need strategies for that bull market and for a stock sell-off. So text the word investing to the number 210-210 for 2 seats. So you mentioned a couple things there about being convinced that playing in a mud puddle is a bad thing. Everybody's been convinced and conditioned that prices going down in the market is bad.
Correct.
Okay, well, so be it, right? Let's just say everybody thinks that. Okay. Well, now if you think that's bad, why not have a strategy for that bad thought that you have? If people, if people have bad dreams, they have strategies to think good thoughts before they go to sleep. At least I do, because I don't like scary dreams, right? So that's one of the things you do in everyday life is preparing for different situations and have these different situations where the market's going up, whether it's going down. But let's talk about on the upside here. So we've been talking kind of the down market. When you help people strategize for a bull market, rather than just buying and hoping things go up, say somebody wants an income strategy. In about 2 minutes here, talk about how to prepare if this market does start to soar again.
Well, again, there are opportunities both directions, but if we're looking at the upside of the market, again, you want to find where the big players are taking their position. As I mentioned before, you can have the best company in the world, but if nobody's buying the stock, the price isn't going to go anywhere. So being able to identify in a price chart where that activity is going to take place, actually before it before it takes place, gives you the opportunity to have a position in place, have a preset position, for example. But if you're looking for income, what that means is that it has to be something that you can access on a short-term basis. Why do people need extra income? Well, we talked about inflation. What about layoffs? What about companies going under?
You forgot an F word. Got to have a little bit of fun.
You have to have some fun. Well, and that's a great point, because a lot of people right now are living paycheck to paycheck, and that's one of the things that they have to cut out, the things that they might enjoy doing. So while you're still working, don't follow what a lot of Wall Street advice is, which is learn to cut back on things. Don't go to Starbucks or Caribou, or just cut back on going out for dinner. Things like that. That's not how you want to enjoy your life.
So getting back to that bull market strategy.
The bull market strategy, that means that you have to do something where whatever you invest in goes up in value. A bull market should help your portfolios go up in value. But the price of something isn't going to go up forever, and things don't go in a straight line. So there's always a point in time at which you want to take a profit. So a good strategy, a proper strategy, should show you in a bull market when to get into a position, and also if you're wrong, because you will be wrong at times, when to get out. But also if you're right. If you're right and you have a profit, don't let that profit be taken away from you, and don't get out too soon so you miss out on the full potential of the profit. So a good strategy should show you the proper entry and the proper exit if you're wrong, and proper exit if you're right. Way too many people waste a profit, and it really impacts the overall returns that you can have in your portfolio over your lifetime.
I'm glad you brought that up. I was actually having a conversation with a good friend about that, and they were talking about they've been buying and holding for many, many years, and they're like, you know what? I've been told to buy and hold and stay the course and all this. And he said, my portfolio hasn't done a whole lot. It's actually down for the last couple of years, but he's like, it's been, I don't want to say the words he said, but it has been lackluster performance, we'll say. And he said, I've been conditioned and told all my life to do it this way, and it's not how it actually works. And I think a lot of people are understanding that. So as you're saying, being able to take your profits when they are there. I've been doing the podcast here every single day of this week, and I've been talking at the end about when your profits are there, take them, move on. Move on to the next opportunity. As Al was talking about earlier with being in the right companies, not just buying a company for no reason, being in the right companies. We actually have something at the Academy called value investing, and how to get in the proper companies at a good value.
Right.
And that's what it's all about, is being able to buy stocks at a discount, even though they are technically high, but finding the correct ones to be able to have that longer term strategy, but also taking that profit when it's presented for you. So if you want to see what that strategy is, what some of the techniques and strategies we're talking about here today, we've been giving away tickets to an investing class for many years now, and we've been having so many people, especially this summer, coming into these classes because there are so many great opportunities in the markets. Just text the word investing to the number 210 for 2 seats for this class. And when you do that, you're going to receive that plus an insider's kit to help you get started right away. Text investing to the number 210. Al, I want to talk more about that bull market strategy and how to really have the opportunity to build wealth in a portfolio, and having the right strategy for that coming up next. So stay tuned. This is Josh and Al, Investing and Trading Live. We'll be right back.